STEVEWILLDOIT is one of the most famous social media stars in the world and a member of the extremely famous YouTuber collective, Nelk Entertainment. And if you know STEVEWILLDOIT, you will also know that he is in the gym often and that a fit body is very important to him. So of course, many of you want to know, does STEVEWILLDOIT train completely natural? Or does he maybe use some performance-enhancing substances? That's exactly what we'll tell you in this video. So watch it until the end and find out if STEVEWILLDOIT is natural or maybe on gear after all. STEVEWILLDOIT has been training for several years, but has only had a really impressive body for about 1 year. And since then, some people think that he might be on steroids. Before that, he was already muscular, but had a higher body fat percentage. Meanwhile, however, STEVEWILLDOIT has visible abs, and also on the rest of his body, you can clearly notice that he is considerably more shredded than before and still has an amazing amount of muscle mass. And so there are only two possibilities here. Either he just lost some weight naturally in the last 1 to 2 years and was able to keep his muscle mass, or even build some more at the same time. Or he started using gear some time ago, which of course allowed him to burn fat and build additional muscle mass much faster and easier. If you take a look at various comments on his Instagram photos, you quickly notice that many of his fans are firmly convinced that STEVEWILLDOIT is on gear. One of the reasons for this is that STEVEWILLDOIT is fairly good friends with Bradley Martin, the famous fitness YouTuber, who is obviously on roids. He could therefore easily learn everything he wants to know about gear from him, including practical tips and tricks on which cycles he can use to achieve certain goals. But it's also worth mentioning here, on social media, fit people are quickly accused of being on steroids, often out of a mixture of ignorance, envy, and need for attention. So the fact that many of his fans think STEVEWILLDOIT is on roids doesn't necessarily mean that this is actually true. But what's also interesting is that STEVEWILLDOIT used to participate in bodybuilding competitions when he was a bit younger. And as you know for sure, very few people who participate in such shows are 100% natural. And if you compare his photos from these performances with his current shape, he looks even more massive now than in those times when he competed in those contests. That's pretty amazing, considering that he has much more stressful lifestyle now. He travels more, he parties more, and also has much more work, and therefore less time to focus 100% on bodybuilding. And yet, his form is better than in times when he could give his full attention to bodybuilding. And yes, STEVEWILLDOIT's current body can be achieved naturally, but only if you can spend the majority of your time on fitness. What's more, STEVEWILLDOIT has meanwhile admitted in one of his videos that he sometimes takes peptides, i.e. performance-enhancing substances. This makes it even more likely that he has also taken testosterone and maybe even HGH and SARMs every now and then. Certainly not in high doses, but still. So, we are convinced STEVEWILLDOIT is on roids so that he can build an amazing body despite his crazy lifestyle. Therefore, we think that STEVEWILLDOIT is not natty. That's it again for today. If you liked the video, share it with your friends.